Hello, welcome to today's video. We are tackling all of this mess that you're seeing and doing a little bit of a deep clean. I'm gonna say a Victoria's version of a deep clean just because some people be like, you barely touch the surface. But I am so glad to be back and doing these fun videos. I really did enjoy doing the decluttering series, but I love doing these kind of videos. I just feel like they're light, airy, funny, you know, all of that kind of good stuff. When I started this video, I was in such a funk. Like, you can see me, I'm just like playing around with these cards, like trying to stall time and like not get anything done. But I'm gonna blame it on the Uggs, okay? I know it sounds like the silliest thing ever, but I swear, because they're the half, like the slip-on kind versus the full shoe. By the way, I cannot do the full shoe. They're like a sweat ball on my feet. Blech, no, please, I can't. But I think they're literally slip-ons, so I'm like dragging them around to keep them on my feet and like keep my feet warm. But also it's also a mood killer trying to get the cleaning done. So if you see my bare feet at any point in this video, probably because I ditched them and they just were not working with me at all. But I started with my son's room because I feel like it stays relatively clean for some time and then it just turns into like some kind of massive explosion when they're both together playing. And you know, 50-50 on whether I bring them in to help and clean. It depends if I've got time or whether I care that they've made the mess or not. So it's all up in the air around here. I know some people are really good at involving their kid to get the cleanup done, but like for this mess, I was like, oh, it's not that much and it's gonna take me a lot more time and energy trying to like get them to organize it and facilitate them doing it. So I just quickly threw everything back and I was like, another time they will, especially if they make like a really big mess and have pulled things out of the toy cupboard. Then I'll be like, okay, you need to come and help with this. I'm gonna help you put a lot of it back, but there are a lot of little pieces and it's just as annoying for them to clean up as it is for me to clean up. So, you know, we try to work as a team and just go with the flow of how the day is feeling. Eventually, I'd love to redo this like little play area space. I mean, I say that about everything in my house. I'd love to redo the whole thing. Just knock it down and start again, hon, honestly. But yeah, at some point, like see what the kids are actually using, what they don't use. Like these cube storage, I feel like are falling apart. I did take one of the sliders out. Sliders, dividers, whatever you want to call it. So that's probably contributed to why they're like wobbly, a little bit rickety. So I'd love to get something a little more solid. And honestly, I didn't do my best work when it comes to this space. I feel like I just kind of threw it all together and was like, that's it, it's done. So I'd love to redo it. Like honestly, I've been on a bit of a redecorating kick. I am like hyper fixated on Pinterest again. I feel like I go through phases whether I use it or not. I've literally designed my entire home, my exterior, the garden, everything, each individual room. I'm like, this is it. When I have my own home, this is what I'll be doing. Even if I don't have a room to do or I don't have any decorating to do, I just love going on there and pinning stuff and being like, this is what I would like, this is my style. It's not really the style I have at the moment. I mean, it sort of is. It like kind of blends together. It just leans a little more Australian country home. That's all. Oh, if I could just live at Rosedale Farms. That is it, like perfection. I just went back on Pinterest really quickly and I was like, oh, I could keep pinning, like I could get lost in the pins for a while. Even though I have nothing to work on, I just love to pin it. And like, how many times can I say that word? I just love thinking of what I would design and how I would design something and just keep all the ideas kind of banked up for when eventually I do have my chance to let my creative juices go and just like have fun. Even like designing a garden, I can't wait to be able to like my own touch on things. Something that desperately needs a retouch is my daughter's room. I feel like I've just kind of left this space. The color of the bed was not the color that I thought it was going to be. So it is a little gray and just kind of doesn't work with what I've got. But you know what? I'm not like in a rush to try and change it. But while I was here, I was like, I could actually decorate it because it looks a little empty. It looks a little barren. And so I decided to hang up this. I've had this for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years now. And I don't know, I've just been procrastinating putting it up, mostly because I had no idea where it was gonna go. As you can see, I kind of just was wandering around the room trying to work out where it fits because those shelves at the moment just don't really click with anything in the room. I had originally thought when I put the shelves up that her bed would go on the other side and it would make more sense, but I'm kind of enjoying the bed being in the middle of the room. Even though it's like logistically not the smartest idea, I do enjoy like being able to get around the bed pretty easily. Oh, and there's definitely no surprises when I have to move the bed, unlike my son's one, and I'm like, oh my god, does someone live down here? So I do like that I can see whatever mess is going on. And anyway, it took me some time to just even get those little 3M hooks on the wall. I don't know, I just procrastinated about the whole thing, and I was like, oh, this is so final, which it's not. Like, come on. I just put them on the wall, and then I was like, oh, pretty sure that's lopsided, but you know what, it's okay. I was able to quickly like move it before it was like stuck on there for too long. And I know you're supposed to like wait the full 24 hours. I absolutely do not, okay? I don't have time for that. I'll forget by tomorrow that I was even doing this project. So as I'm showing you here, this is my 24 hours, and I then just hung it straight back up, and I loved it. I was like, this is it. That adds a little bit of color. It's giving less prison cell and more child's bedroom. But we are now on to the deep clean, and as you can see, this is horrific. Okay, I've been trying to work on oh my god, it is really bad. Excuse the Play-Doh. I did make fresh Play-Doh, and of course that just means it goes everywhere, but I have been trying to work on cleaning. I have a lot of light colored things, so it gets dirty very quickly, and I always think, oh, I'll get to it. Meantime, I'm just trying to like maintain the general cleanness of my home, and so these things fall to the wayside, like the chairs in my living room, the rug, the dining chairs, all of that. But I was so glad that I had actually just started to implement this in my life, like making it a priority to also do these things, because my brother-in-law and his wife and kids asked if they could come over because they were in the area after an appointment. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? They were having dinner with us as well, which is what is the worst part, because if I hadn't have cleaned these chairs, could you imagine me serving dinner and be like, yes, please come and sit down on this? So glad I like have started doing that. I need to get to the rest of the stuff before anyone else comes over. But I just put these in the shower, and I was like, the quickest way to do it is literally with this. Sometimes I use our big like pressure washer. I didn't want to do that. I was like, I just did not have the energy for it that day. But I took a rubber brush. These are supposed to help like remove pet fur, and I just used it to scrub in the vinegar and I want to say it was dish soap that I used on here, and just went over like the high traffic areas. So the edges of the chairs, the top, as you can see, where everyone puts their hand to pull out the chair, and down the sides. And I just gave it a really good scrub. The vinegar actually helps so much to remove the stains, or at least lighten them, because I was scrubbing hard with that brush and dish soap, and it just wasn't like, it would get to a certain point and then that was it. Like, it just wasn't great. And it was like eco-friendly dishwash as well, so you know she can only do so much. So the vinegar was fantastic. I went through like a whole bottle in 4 chairs, and I just kept going over them. As you can see, there's quite a few stains on them. I just choose to live and let live, right? Is that the saying? I mean, I really hope that's the saying. I just don't care. Like, I could care and be like covering them up or making sure the kids don't have anything that spill on it, but honestly it doesn't bother me enough to want to do that. I'll take the 2 hours of cleaning once every 6 months, once every year. In hindsight, would a wipeable chair have been a lot easier? Yeah, probably. Sometimes I think to myself, why do I do this? Like, people did tell me, you know, light colored stuff gets dirty easy. Unfortunately, my ears are only for decoration.
Got the feeling from the start, you might be the guy who'll break my heart. Hello, hello. Even though I took a risk, it is worth the while for just one kiss. I know, I just know it. Caught up in the moment, wanna spend every second with you, yeah. All I do is thinking about you. Stuck in the middle, what can I do? Yeah, I just wanna be right next to you. Right in the middle, right in between. Ooh, it is up to you what we will be. Ooh, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck in the middle with you. You and I are so alike, and I guess it can be bad sometimes. Don't know, I don't know. Even when you say let's go, I can see the hesitation grow. Just know, I just know it. Caught up in the moment, wanna spend every second with you, yeah. All I do is thinking about you.
After I let the chairs drip dry, in the shower. I then took them outside into the sun because it was gloriously warm that day. And then I came back in and told myself that I had to take the blinders off of this mess because I've been ignoring it for some time. I was sort of working on fixing up the door frames that had like missing paint. And normally I'm really, really good about washing out the paint roller and the tray, but I don't know, something just happened in me that day and I was like, I just do not have the energy to sort that out. So unfortunately, I just threw that brush out. I wasn't going to sit there and soak it and scrub it and do all that. Like I don't have the time and energy for that. So with the tray, I was able to scrape it out with my paint scraper and get most of it. It wasn't as bad as the roller. With the roller, it just like cements itself in there and it's just not worth my energy. At some point, I would love to go around and like fix all the little scratches in the paint and stuff. I'm not sure that they actually primed the wood before they painted it or even sanded it back because the paint here just flicks off like crazy. At our previous home, I never had this issue. Maybe the occasional bit of paint would come off if you really dented something, but it's like you look at the paint and it flakes off. So I'm not sure that they primed it or anything. It definitely got the landlord special. I know when they repainted after we had moved in, the painter just like painted right over everything. It didn't take much time on it. But I was so happy with that little purchase. You might have seen something similar in my other bathroom. Those were not hanging ones. They had these on clearance at Target for like $3 or $4, maybe $2. Something ridiculously cheap. And I thought, oh, I should actually like not procrastinate and purchase them right now because I've wanted to add a set into the other bathroom because when my brother used to come over and house sit slash pet sit for us, I used to just have the bottles in something else and I just didn't really like it. It wasn't as functional as this looks and I feel like it's just sleek, especially because there's not anywhere to put anything in that shower. It's such a confined space. You could almost confuse it with a cubicle, honestly. It's a little bit claustrophobic in there, but having it hanging up is nice, like at the height you are, so you don't have to like bend over or, well, at least try. Like, oh my god, you can't even in there. Yeah, so it'll be nice to have it hanging up and just save a bit of floor space. Anyway, I may or may not have gotten a little bit of paint inside the sink and I don't know, something must have happened with the paint because it's kind of got a bit of a gummy texture and I know that it was not like that previously because we've painted the other rooms and so I just didn't have the energy to try and like clean it up, and so now I'm really paying for it, right? Like as you can see, I'm using a scrub, I'm using Barkeeper's Friend, I'm using anything I can find. I think I ended up using Gumption and most of it's off. I think over time it will just wear down, but I had to get like the bulk of it and I was scared that it was gonna scratch or leave like micro scratches on the surfaces with all the really abrasive stuff that I was using, which is great for me because that would have left me with a bigger problem than the paint inside the sink. And then while I was there I was like, oh lord, I have not wiped these cupboards down in a while. So I went through it and I was like, okay, let's like clean this up a bit and wipe the fronts down because they are a high gloss white, and if you know anything about that, they show just about everything. Even though you can't really see it on camera that well, to the naked eye it's like, have you heard of a microfiber cloth? Like it's that bad. While I was there, I did find the pink stuff. It's like the toilet cleaning foam. I don't use their miracle paste just because we have like a similar Australian version called Gumption and I love that, and like why not support my own country. But I was in, maybe it was Silly Solly's or like Five and Under, something like that, but I was in a suburb that had one of those and I was like, oh, I haven't been yet, like let me see what it's all about. It's okay, I wouldn't like go again, but yeah, I found this product and I just wanted to show you. I was like, who would like let this get through packaging and like all the processing and stuff and realize that it has blurry writing on the background? I mean, maybe that's why it was in like those cheap stores, but this is their foaming toilet cleaner and it's just like a sachet of pink fruity smelling powder. I would say it's kind of like a grapefruit scent, maybe something else like a guava even. I'm just remembering, I think I spent like $10 on this, so it must have been from Silly Solly's, but as soon as I was opening it I like immediately started coughing because the scent is quite overpowering. Like it is very, very strong. So you have been warned, kiddies. Anyway, I know it's been on your bucket list to watch me clean this toilet, but I just sprinkled the powder all over the side of the toilet and in the middle because it needs water to be activated. I don't think it on the side did anything. It foamed up a little bit, but not like greatly because there wasn't as much water as down the bottom. And then like all other toilet products, you're just supposed to leave it in there for 10 so minutes. This is what happened when I first put it in, and then when I came back at like the 10-minute mark, it had basically puffed up to double the size. So would I say it did much? No, not really. It did make the bowl very shiny and it did smell nice, but like what, $3? Over $3 for the product for one sachet. Not sure it's worth it, but the scent was great. I will say that. Like, even though it's a little strong, I do like that it's a little different from whatever else is on the market. I feel like most toilet cleaners smell the same, so the guava-y smell was quite nice.
You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you here with me. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love. I look at you and know it's alright. You read my mind, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you here with me. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love.
So this is probably the most neglected space in my home. I pretty much always forget to do it just because I have the curtains perpetually closed on that side, and out of sight, out of mind, as they say. And I know it's bad. It's really, really bad. I think I've probably done it once or maybe twice this year, and I know that sounds like a stretch, but if you ever look at the top of our bed head, it gets dusty in the matter of like days after I've wiped it. So it's like constantly chasing my tail with it. I don't know how behind the curtain gets that bad. Probably neglect, honestly. Not me acting like I don't know why it gets that dusty when I have not cleaned it. Anyway, this side is diabolical, if not worse than the previous side. Okay, this is our most used side of the bedroom, if you can say that. We obviously put everything that needs to be plugged in on that side. Chargers, fans, the bed, anything. And then I just, look, honestly, I don't want to tell you, but that little basket in the table is full of more junk, okay? But that one I have turned a complete blind eye to. We don't even acknowledge that she exists. When I'm looking for something, I don't even look in there because I know it all has to be thrown out. But that's a declutter video for another time. I have another neighbor who's just started doing some landscaping, not the previous ones with the gravel if you watched the other video, a new person, and I'm trying to work out whether you guys can hear it or not. Meanwhile, like the windows are rattling and my house is about to fall down. Anyway, I've moved because they're grinding out a stump, so they're going to be there for a while and I just don't need that kind of migraine. Anyway, back to cleaning this room. I just moved the table and I decided I was going to vacuum up as much of the dust as I could because I didn't want to try and just like mop it because I feel like it would get all gunky and like thick, as you know, gross. Anyway, so I vacuumed as much as I could, and then I went in with the Organic Choice, those like disposable wipes, because it's like the quickest way to do it, considering it's such like an awkward little space and I'd have to pull everything out to get in there and clean it. But the rest of the room gets mopped alongside everything else. I have been busy in the garden for the last I want to say a couple of weeks. We're trying to get this vegetable patch sorted out. And I know what you're thinking. This is not at all related to the cleaning video. No, hi, welcome. This is my channel where I'm a complete mess. But I've been working in the garden. Oh, yesterday was just such a crazy day. I had gone in with the best intentions to get like as much as I could done. I was like, I'll get the garden sorted out. We'll get the veggies in. I'll clean up a little bit, you know. I'm gonna have it all done. But as life has it, absolutely nothing got done. I went out there to start taking like the little bolts off the garden beds because I'm rearranging them. But I must have been doing this for like half an hour before the school came and asked me to pick my son up, which I'm like, that's fine. I love getting my boy from school early, I won't lie. And they said, oh, he's really hurt his finger. You might want to take him to see a doctor. And originally on the phone call, I was like, how bad is it? Like, it's not bleeding, but they said there's blood. And it was a little bit like, what is actually happening? So I went and picked him up and I was like, oh, this does not look good at all. Let's take this to be seen. And sure enough, it was fractured. My poor baby, I don't even know how he wasn't like complaining about it at all. He was such a trooper with it. Honestly, I would have been in tears. His finger was like, it was blue with burst blood vessels, and honestly, such a little hero, that one. So needless to say, nothing got done in the backyard that day. Actually, nothing on my list got done that day, but that's all right. I'd rather spend the time with my kids anyway. Jumping back into what I was actually doing in this video, it was time to tackle the bed. My husband was playing around as usual, and I tell him, I'll keep that stuff in if you want to be silly. So anyway, I had to take everything off. As you can see, it becomes our dumping ground for everything throughout the day. Kids come and play in here. I dump my computer, I dump whatever else on here, and then I forget and usually have to tackle it right before I want to hop into bed, which is definitely not the mood when you are ready to go straight to sleep. I like to keep my linen fairly simple with the occasional like decorative piece. For example, I have this Sailor and Stone. I don't really know the name of it. I got this thing after my dog passed away because it was like, I just wanted to do something for myself, and so I splurged because I was not feeling great, and I splurged on this. It was way more than I would ever spend on a blanket, but it's gorgeous. I love it. It is the Super King. I think it's like sand and stripe coverlet in the thicker material. There's a couple of GSM and I picked the biggest one, and I absolutely love it. The quality is amazing. It's phenomenal. It smelled incredible. It smelled like wheat, maybe, I don't know, because it's true like flax wheat, I don't know. It smelled incredible when I got it, and I'm yet to have washed it because it is huge. It is Super King, and it's actually genuinely Super King. The next size down was like a queen/king, and I don't know if I should have gotten that one instead, but I think it was sold out and that's why I didn't buy it. But I feel like I should have gotten that because this one is huge. Basically touches the floor on both sides, but I do love it. Like, it keeps me so cozy. But moving on from that, I finally did get rid of this lamp that's been sitting on my bedside table for so long. It was literally never plugged into anything and we never used it, and I don't even know why. I just don't like it, and so therefore I just never used it. I mean, it was kind of ugly. I've had it for many years. And the lampshade was quite dented and gross and whatever. So glad to see the back of that. I would love to replace it. It's definitely something we are missing in this room because it's only really the big light. That's it. I use the hallway light if I want some light without like illuminating the whole bedroom. It's like not the most ideal situation. Anyway, another thing that's not an ideal situation is my vacuum. I still need to replace like the head of the vacuum. It's the only thing that's not working on it, and it is also the most useful piece of my vacuum. So I've been hand sweeping, as you can see. Wrist is definitely getting some RSI. Gonna have to deal with that soon because oh my word. Definitely makes me grateful that I was not born in the 1800s. Oh my god, I don't know how they did it. No aircon and no vacuums. Not for me, not for me. And I wasn't playing around when I said the dust gets bad in here. Like, it could have been done a month ago, but you know what? A month ago I was like, oh, it's not that bad, I'll leave it, and then here we are. And as you can see, definitely left this a little bit longer than a couple of days. Yeah, it's kind of gross. I didn't even want to touch it at the end. I was like, oh, put that straight in the bin. But I'm really glad that we got this done. The bedroom is looking fantastic. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.